to start now. Now.
All right, now.
Yeah, now. Okay, so this is the fourth part of the Lost Q&A anime special. Check the description for your username. If it's not here, then it should be in the other parts. So, following where we left off, we had a conversation about video games, and this one, with Johnny Asuno, his first question is game-related too. Hey man, what's your take on J-Star's victory versus? But, you know what, I'm gonna ask you first, Falcon, because I have some problems with the game that I really hate. But what do you think about J-Stars after you got to play it?
It's just very meh. I felt like it could have been a lot better. I mean, there's obvious no training mode. Like, what the fuck is up with that? And then, I'm just not too crazy about, like, how these games are. Like, you know, you're just running around. Like, I guess, like, 3D fighters. I would prefer it if it was more like, kind of like a Marvel vs. Capcom kind of style. Or something like that, but I don't know. And then, of course, you know, there's some obvious characters that should have been there, or maybe just not even... There were some good characters there, but they were, like, support. Like, I felt like Nero should have been an actual playable character. And then there's no Kinnikuman for, like, whatever reason, which is really weird. But
there's several characters that are just gone.
I mean, there's plenty, but I'm honestly surprised there's no Kinnikuman. That was like, oh wow. Considering how, like, influential it is to Shonen.
Yeah,
and, you know, it's a pretty big series, but I don't know, maybe it has to do with Kinnikuman not even being on Shonen Jump anymore, I don't know.
Could be, since... Cause I know I'm pretty sure that Kenshiro and Raoh, they were, like, last second. Cause there was something similar that happened with them, with, Jump Ultimate Stars. They were added in at the very last second, because the cover art, Kenshiro wasn't on it. And... some point later, then Kenshiro was on the cover and basically took over Jaguar's spot.
Oh.
Yeah, like, and then it's kind of funny because if you look at the cover, you can see Jaguar sticking out from the corner. So I'm just like, for no fucking reason. While everyone else is like neatly coordinated in there.
So neatly.
Yeah.
But yeah, the game could have been better overall.
To some of my problems is that my biggest problem is how the Raging Blast mechanic works. Because it doesn't make any sense, like, why do you have to share your energy and with your opponent? Because basically, what really sucks is that you're on a timer more than anything, so it's not something that you could just do whenever you have your meter full. It only comes out when, after you do a certain amount of damage, yes, but the fact is that you have a time limit when to use it, and the problem is that you don't have the luxury of using it whenever you can, because more than likely, your opponent is not in range within the time limit, or two, you can get like a clear shot of when to use it. Especially if it's like a two-stepper, because some of them, like Kenchiro's, you gotta push it once to power up to the, you know, to the Muso mode, the Muso Tensei mode, and then hit it again to try to hit your opponent. So, and that reduces the timer, so you can't do it more than once. It's very rarely you can do it more than once, like when you have a Raging Blast, so... I don't see what's the point of being able to do it 2 or 3 times when most of the time you can't even do it once. Yeah. And then there's some characters that are just really unbalanced, not just in moveset, but I think that what affects it the most is that it spends energy to run, and that's really bad for characters who have very slow key increasing abilities. Like a lot of the demon characters like Nube, Toguro, Yusuke, and Hiei, they charge up fucking slow. And it's ridiculous. Then you got someone like Kenshiro and Raoh that I'm pretty sure they're the fastest guys that power up in that game. More so than the Dragon Ball characters. And then...
Yeah, I remember it was like my brother was playing and I was Kenshiro and it was like, you know, I was charging up pretty fast. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Like, oh. I got the power. Yeah, because Kenshiro was like definitely one of the most OP characters in that game. Like Momotaro, like especially when you do that move when you spin around with the sword, like that does a shitload of damage. And then you got characters like Toguro, which you can't even hit anyone with that fucking special unless it's comboed in. But because then there's other characters that once you start touching up, you can't stop, and that leaves you open to an attack, which is Medaka, Gintoki, and Seiya. And I don't know, then even Gintoki himself, he doesn't have that much of a moveset or combos.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was the first character I played, but then I was kind of like...
Yeah, because the big problem is that running, it takes energy to run, and it takes forever to charge up with some characters, and then
I don't even know why it takes energy for him to run. He's on a scooter.
yeah.
It should be infinite.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what really annoyed me because there's just so many little problems that could make the game better, and then the layout of the stages that. I mean, Otokujuku is the one stage that no one wants to play, and it's the only one.
Yeah, I know, which is a shame because it was a Tokujuku.
Yeah,
I'm like, hell no.
That's the only stage that has stage hazards, and it's like it takes way too much health when you're fighting there. And then a lot of the stuff like Planet Namek has uneven terrain, so when you use your moves, a lot of your moves are specifically centered to be in a straightforward fashion. So it kind of fuck up like that. And then another thing that really annoyed me. Shit, what was it? I think there's something with the stages or characters. I don't know. I know.
Story mode? Oh.
Everyone knows what's wrong with story mode. Everybody knows. Don't need to bring it up. But yeah, characters that were definitely missing were a couple of Kinnikuman. You know, the obvious Zoro Sanji was like kind of like a given. And then shit. Well, actually, the biggest news, I guess, was that Jotaro, Dio, Yo, and the guy from Dragon Quest, they were supposed to be in it, but they didn't make it.
Dragon Quest?
Yeah,
Oh.
was I thinking Dragon Quest or am I thinking the other one? I don't know.
I thought it was supposed to be Yu-Gi-Oh!
I don't know. Oh, wait. Chrono Trigger. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was thinking the wrong thing. Yeah, but they had Yo from Shaman King that he was supposed to be in there, but more than likely he was supposed to be an assist. But yeah, I guess the big problem is that assist characters shouldn't have been assist. Like everyone should have been playable, and I think that's enough J star. It's just that I like playing it, and I kind of been having the urge to play that again, but at the same time I get reminded of how much that it could be better. It could be improved upon so much.
Yeah. But the one good thing that came out of it was that song. The opening, the Big 3 song.
Yeah.
Whatever the title was called.
I don't know.
Good song.
Yeah, alright.
Fighting Stars. Yeah.
I think that's what it was. Alright, so question 2. Besides manly anime characters, do you have any manly video game characters you acknowledge? I guess this is a follow-up to the manly cartoons thing, so... The only one that comes to mind right off the bat is, just Guile. Because... America.
Couple soldier.
Manly American. Yeah, I'm trying to think from the top of my head because I can't think of many game characters.
I mean, I guess it's just fighting game characters in general.
I don't know. Let me look at the Smash Bros. Lineup. Let's see. There's Ike. He's manly.
Captain Falcon.
Yeah, Captain Falcon. Fucking. What's something like manly? Let me see. Is there anyone manly in Sonic? I guess Knuckles.
Mario. Mario's pretty manly.
Wait.
He has an M in his name.
Well, I was gonna say Knuckles because especially in Sonic Boom because of that. Because that one scene is like women like someone who's manly, manly, and voiced by Travis Willingham. So there you go, full circle with Guile and all that, but. Manly video game characters. I really need to brush up some more because I know there's a couple of manly designs out there, but nothing striking me because I wouldn't because I don't know. I don't feel like calling Dante manly, but I do find him cool and stylish. But
he's cool.
Yeah, so
I played a couple Devil May Cry games.
Oh, but they put video game characters. Fucking.
I guess there's Kratos. I haven't really played God of War, but like
yeah, probably, and then obviously there's like Solid Snake.
Yeah, Solid Snake as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, because I know there's the Yakuza games, and,
Oh, Mike Hagar.
Yeah, Mike Hagar. He's like the Sleepy of this.
Sleepy if he was a mayor.
Yeah, that mustache. Well, then again, I guess Dimitri's design's pretty... Well, actually, now that I think about it, I know I talked about this with Himookim, is that Kongo Banjo's design actually really resembles Dimitri from Darkstalkers. Because they have the same hairstyles and about the same muscle build. So, yeah, there's that. Can't think of any other... Then again, does Shadow the Hedgehog count as manly? I mean, he has...
I know he counts as edgy.
I know, but he has chest hair, though, so... look at that.
don't think that's enough to be qualified.
Oh,
Is chest hair really the solution?
I guess Hitman, also like Agent 47, because closest thing to Gold 13 in gaming, aside of Gold himself, and
then we'll go back to Street Fighter. There's Zangief. I mean, he has chest hair too.
yeah, that
Russian wrestler.
yeah, Russian wrestler. I don't know. Then I guess other people could say it for you, but I don't know. I feel like that's something I might have to research, but I don't know any that much game games on top of my head. Oh wait, there's Duke Nukem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I guess a lot of the old school first person shooter main characters, I guess, qualify as well.
Have you checked out Benett the Sage? And he has like a little face there, but I don't know. I don't know. I never really liked the guy because I never seen a full video of his all the way through, but most of the time I just don't really care because his main theme seems to be like he makes fun of things, and most of the time he makes fun of things that I like, and there's times where people should say I respect your opinion, but honestly I just can't respect his.
No, I mean I'm subscribed to him. I watch his videos like every now and then. Like, I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, because I don't know, I just feel like he would just bash on everything, and then at the last second at the end of the video be like, you know what, I like this. I actually really like this, and to me it sounds more like he's just saying that for, people won't fucking, dislike the video or just make negative comments, but I don't know, but I also don't like the fact that he's such a big guy, so obviously when people see his videos, they're usually the first time they see the type of anime he's reviewing. They probably never seen the anime or never heard of it before. And a lot of those are like really old school classics. So, and the fact that he's just saying that as not really important or just dismissing them altogether and making it more into like a rip track of the whole thing, it just seems more like I don't know. It's like some of those are good, and I'm pretty sure he just makes fun of all of them.
I mean, there's some, like, I watched his, like, Cagliostro review. I seemed to like that one. He actually gave everything a pass because it was Lupin. He's like, that doesn't make sense, but it's Lupin. I mean, he's not, like, I don't watch all of his videos. Like, I'll watch it from time to time. It's like a series I know, but that's about it.
Floridian Gentleman.
Oh.
Congrats on the 3,000 subs. Do you think had it gotten an English dub, Kinnikuman could have been popular as Gundam or DBZ? Well, seeing how Ultimate Muscle made some popularity in its day, I guess it could have, because, well, the best example for Ultimate Muscle's popularity and compared to Dragon Ball is that, well, with Dragon Ball, look how many years it took for it to get Dragon Ball Super. Meanwhile, in America, when Ultimate Muscle, that aired for 51 episodes, but apparently it was so popular and well received that 4K Entertainment paid out of their own pockets to fund 26 more episodes. And those episodes aired in America first. So yeah, that's like a few more episodes for Ultimate Muscle, but you can tell the budget was, well, if anyone ever sees it, if you compare like the first 50 some episodes and the new one, you can tell that there's definitely like a lot of corners being cut. So, but then, I don't know, it's one of those like animation where like, it's alright. It's alright, but, yeah.
I don't know. But like, it would have been difficult to dub the old Kinnikuman too at the same time.
Yeah, well, this is gonna lead to like a big theory that I have on like what made the big three popular, but I don't even know when I'm ever gonna do that, but I always have like some idea that I never go through with. And this is,
yeah, I know that feeling, man.
Well, what I'm thinking, like the reason why like Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece became popular is because people are basically looking for something to fill in the void after the lengthy adventure that was Dragon Ball. And the next longest thing was Yu Yu Hakusho with 112 episodes. And then, Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, they were obviously ongoing. They were over the hundreds, and the only other shonen, or I'm not sure if it counts as a shonen, with Inuyasha, being lengthy as it is, and then you got other stuff like, what was the other stuff? Well, the other ones that come to mind would be Yu-Gi-Oh!
No.
Yeah, because middle school, from what I remember, was all about Yu-Gi-Oh!, Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball, and a little bit of Rurouni Kenshin, but no, that wasn't like nowhere near as popular as the other ones. Well, there was Shaman King too, but that didn't last long.
My middle school. Actually, in my middle school, it was like at the time where it was like, it's no anime at all. Nothing fun because it wasn't cool.
Yeah, so I kind of feel that if they actually dubbed Kinnikuman on during that time period, it would have gotten the attention, especially with Ultimate Muscle Aryan at the same time, because everyone seems to overlook the fact that that these shows are actually older than what people think. I mean, like Dragon Ball, that was back in the 90s and late 80s, and Hakusho was early 90s, and when those things were getting dubbed, it was already the 2000s.
Right.
So, yeah, even Lupin, that was 78. The original Gundam, that was also 70s. So, and then you got Kinnikuman, that was 80s, and 90s for the last part of the anime, so, yeah, I think the opportunity, like, the window for it kind of vanished, so, who knows if there's, like, if anyone will take a chance to dub something really old school that isn't, like, as big as Gundam. Because having Gundam and Lupin being dubbed in the 2000s was actually a big surprise.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a possibility, but I think the problem with it, if they did it back then, is that, there's a couple scenes in Kinnikuman where it just kind of goes to, like, the filler parody stuff, where, like, Kinnikuman, like, goes to, like, that old school kind of, like, I don't know, samurai, I guess? They just, like, Kinnikuman's talking to his dad and everything. They do that during, like, the tournaments and whatnot.
Yeah.
And, like, I think those would be, like, really difficult to dub. I'm not sure how they'd, like... Or, like, all those parodies, like, what was it? The Star of the Giants, or that baseball one?
Yeah, that one.
Like, stuff like that would be kind of difficult. Like, it'd be interesting to see. Like, I'd actually wonder how they'd do that. And then, obviously, there's all the censorship, too.
Yeah, they would have to get rid of all the Brock and Jr. thingies.
Brock and Jr. would just have to be a German soldier. And then, I mean, I'm not sure how bloody the anime got, but, like, the manga...
Yeah, it was bloody enough, but seeing how, people responded to Dragon Ball with the, censored VHSs and the uncut DVDs and all that, so... Well, I think it would have succeeded because, that was a time before everyone was going online. So, it definitely would have worked if it got enough episodes dubbed. Could we eventually see a remastered version of Fist of the North Star, or is it too outdated in terms of story and themes for today's standards? Well, I wouldn't say that it's, like, impossible for it. I mean, I know this thing was from a year ago, but since then, we still got some type of promotion. Mostly Japan, obviously. I mean, just recently, a few days ago, we had two things that were pretty big. One was, like, an advertisement for, like, this baseball team. Another one was that Tetsuo Hara himself drew a picture of Guts, which is basically, it's more like if they just took Kenshiro's head and slapped it on Guts' body.
Kenshiro cosplaying.
Yeah. And then, obviously, last year we had DD Hokuto no Ken 2, which, the last 2 minutes were, like, the best part of the show because it was...
Yeah, strawberry.
Yeah, strawberry flavor because of how much it looked like it's manga. Even though it was a parody, it was, like, a really good-looking parody.
And it was just funnier than...
Yeah. It was fun. I don't know, because, I mean, there's definitely, like, a lot of more, I guess, more of an adult audience that are more into that, and then I still feel that Fist of the North Star, if given the chance, it could get the attention, but I know for sure there's going to be people that are going to compare it to JoJo. I mean, when JoJo first came out, everyone was comparing, like, anything manly looking to Kenshiro, or, I mean, to JoJo, to Araki's thingy, but I'm pretty sure that thing's going to die out a bit, like, within the next 2 years when Bento Audio shows up and...
Yeah, that shock.
What
happened?
Yeah, because Araki's art style, like, changes drastically from there, and then from 6. And then changes again with 7 with a more realistic designs, and then everyone has the same face at that point. But in terms of story and themes, because, I mean, I don't know, I guess it's a mixed bag, because some people would look at the manga and say, oh, this looks old, or either that, or the opposite would say that the art looks really detailed. So, it's really like, I guess it's like a person-by-person scenario, but as a whole, I mean, you got a guy that can kill people with explosions, and I'm pretty sure whenever Kenshiro comes out, well, actually, even right now, they're comparing him to Saitama or One Punch Man, with Death Battle and a couple other things. Well, it was a crappy Death Battle because of visuals, but even so, it just shows that there is, like, people that know who he is, because more than often, when you search through Google or maybe just on shoujo websites or any other type of video, you always see images of either Kenshiro, Guts, Jotaro, and usually those three are together for the most part. So the Kenshiro has definitely not been forgotten, but there's definitely it really needs a new anime to push it because there's definitely a demand for the manga. Because the other day, I was talking with Falcon and we were browsing on Amazon, so I typed in Fist of North Star manga to see if like any of the master editions were like cheap or not. And in the search results, you would see One Punch Man, Berserk, and Phantom Blood. So so more than likely, those search results have like a related description or some sort of related keyword so they can find each other. But that also means that there is some interest for Fist of North Star, just that there isn't anything to supply what people want. So, yeah, I feel like it definitely needs a reboot for it to start sparking interest again. So the last part here, which actually, it's this is the one that's like
happening.
it's happening, but we don't know how it turned out yet. Like, question 3 is, would an English dub for Gintama be viable, or are the jokes too Japanese dependent to actually translate them? Well, Crunchyroll, like back in Anime Expo, confirmed that they're dubbing Gintama, and they haven't specified if they're dubbing the entire series or just the 2015 season. But regardless, it's going to have a dub, but no one knows, as of currently, no one knows who the cast members are, or how would it be.
But it should be possible. There's series like, because I've been telling people for years now that Gintama is always possible to dub. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like the movie that came out that was dubbed.
Yeah.
I think Sentai did that one,
Yeah,
right?
Sentai did that one.
Yeah, but, you know, with series like Crayon Shin-chan, and especially Sergeant Frog, which do have, like, quite a few Japanese things within them, or, like, you know, Crayon Shin-chan is basically an official bridge series at moments, because they completely change things around, but more in the vein of Sergeant Frog, because there's, like, some things that they just kind of change around, and, like, there'll be a narrator going over it, just kind of Americanizing certain things, so it's definitely possible if you got like a competent scriptwriter who could just change things around. And in fact, it could maybe even be funnier than the original, depending how they do it. So, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, I remember there was just one scene in Poop on the Turd where you had to go through this like elaborate trap that all these letters like on the ground, but on the subtitles it say like it was a pain in the ass to translate this shit. So just it's a Japanese alphabet. That's all they do.
Oh yeah, and then there was like when they did that Joe parody, and then like one of the voice actresses was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then she's just like doing that Joe pose, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, what are we referencing?
Yeah, like what are we referencing?
Yeah.
Like, they could just do things like that, and I think it'd be fine.
Yeah. All right. Otaku Jidai, do you have any plans to read Vagabond? Well, that's one of the big ones that's on the to read list, but I haven't. I remember a long time ago I read like one volume. But
Same here.
that was a long time ago. So yeah, I don't know. I think the reason I'm getting like put off is because it's like since it's historical fiction, and because I rather go for something that's like not based on anyone real. I don't know. That just because even when it comes to like good live action series, even if it's good, like stuff that I've been hearing, such as Stranger Things, and what was the other one called? Something. What was the other one called? There was this other show that was reported a couple months back.
I was gonna say Game of Thrones.
Not Game of Thrones. It was something else. It was another dark show. It was the one about the pig thingy.
Pig?
Yeah. They wanted the center to screw a pig or something. It was like a.
Oh, I don't know.
I forgot what it was called, but it was like all episodic stories. But people will probably know in the comments. But
okay, I've never heard of them. Oh.
Because there's almost someone telling me that, but I forgot what it was exactly. But I don't know. I just like stuff like Walking Dead, Game of Thrones. It never really piqued my interest. And one of the reasons, especially for Game of Thrones, that I don't want like any other series to influence like what I'm writing that much, or like, that way I could, if anything seems coincidental, I could just say I never saw it. So that's kind of one of the reasons why, and for that, and then I don't really have much of an interest in things that are live action. That's a lot of reason whenever I see like especially lately, all the superhero movies that pop out, they just don't interest me as much. I don't know. I guess I just like to see animation more than anything.
I see.
Yeah, so that's kind of the same thing with Vagabond. So I don't know. It's something that just doesn't really never really gravitated towards me. I just was like, okay.
Yeah, I do plan on reading it, but like I don't know. Maybe sometime in the future. Right now, I'm reading way too much. I mean, because I was reading it. The only reason why I put it on hold is because at that time, I was reading like way too much manga, and I'm like, hold up, buddy, you gotta cut back on some of these series. So since I was still like fresh on Vagabond, I just kind of like put it on hold, and then yeah. So that and Blade of the Immortal, 2 series. Oh yeah, and Lone Wolf and Cub. You know, all
Yeah.
3 of those samurai series I need to get back to at some point.
Yeah, no, because there's definitely people asking me for Lone Wolf and Cub and Vagabond. So I don't know. I think at one point I'm gonna have to, just because supply and demand.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Lone Wolf Cub also has the movie and TV series, I think.
Yeah.
And I think there's even a comic book version, too, for Lone Wolf. But, yep.
All right, Ramen Guy.
Ramen Guy!
Yeah, not Ramen Man, but all right. Do you plan to make a top villains list? And I'm assuming this goes to manly villains. I'm not sure, but yeah, seeing how this was a year ago, and I said that, oh yeah, when I finish the manly character list, that's when I'm doing manly villains. But that idea got scrapped because I didn't know how to rank them, and I'm starting to think that I probably won't be ranking them at all by this point, because the next thing I'm gonna do, that's the big one, is gonna be the top 21 manly list. And the current status for that, I wrote stuff for 3 characters. Still haven't wrote anything else for them, but I do have something manly related that should pop out by the end of September. But before that, gotta do the American list, which is currently in the like about 37% done. Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of things to do, but I don't know for sure. But maybe in October I might do like anime villain list, but I'll probably just make it super short with because I'm kind of debating whether to throw in all the villains like in one video, like make it 20, just give like very brief descriptions, or make it like an ongoing list, like 5 per video. I don't know. I'm debating about it because there's definitely some villains that I think are interesting to talk about, but most of the reasons because a lot of those villains are what inspired the villains that I'm writing in my stories. Okay, question 2. Yeah, do you think Shaman King needs an anime reboot? Yes. I'm pretty sure we mentioned Shaman King somewhere earlier.
Yeah, I want to say that too. I guess I'm not sure if it's the same exact question or if we were just talking about it, but
yeah, because I know for sure I was mentioning stuff that it was like pointy and stuff.
Yeah, the new designs.
Yeah, I know for sure something, but yeah, it definitely needs it. I know for sure we answered that question, but okay. Do you think Space Adventure Cobra needs? Oh, this one's interesting. Needs an anime remake / reboot? Well, depends. Whenever Cobra: Return of Joe Gillian comes out, I mean, they're definitely gonna redo the rug ball, but what else?
No, because like, you're just advertising Rug Ball and like Joe Gillian. I'm like, is that all? Kind of seems weird to bring back Cobra just for that.
Yeah, because I'm kind of hoping that they're gonna show more than like some new stuff with it. I mean, bring back Crystal Boy and make him look nuts, make him look good again.
Yeah, because like in what was it, Time Drive, where was it?
It was
animation.
It was Cycle Gun.
Cycle Gun. That one was just like, oh.
Yeah, the CGI didn't mesh well, but
that's not my boy, Crystal Boy.
Yeah, the trailer though, that was a really good blend of CGI with animation. So I'm just really hoping it looks like that whenever the real thing comes out. Because I mean, Tiger Mask Doubles got more information about it now than Cobra, and Berserk already came out too. So
yeah, but isn't this Return of Joe Gillian? Isn't it like a French company doing it, or
I think so because
just like the Astro Boy thing?
Was Astro Boy reboot. So
yeah, I'm not even sure if it's out or not.
Yeah, those 2 things are like the only 2 new things that haven't popped out. Because I mean, TaiboCon 24 has got more info, and I just remember Infinity Force hasn't had anything else showed up. So yeah, that's 3 shows that are still in the dark. The Cobra, Astro Boy Reboot, and Infinity Force. Yeah, I would like to see more Cobra stuff. I'm just hoping it turns out good, and maybe this time we can get Kobayashi to reprise his role as Crystal Boy.
No, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be great. We can hear Jigen again.
Not like we already don't, man.
I know.
Every fucking Lupin special. Lupin thing. It's dedication.
Yeah. Alright, so let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, person number 5. Connman VGCP IGUA. Do you think Fist of the North Star should get a full English dub? Well, like, this ties into the reboot, I guess, but, yeah, like, it... Because from what I heard from the dub of the original 36 episodes that were available from Manga Entertainment, they did a good job with it. There's definitely some lines where they could change a bit, and my biggest annoyance is they changed the music. And I don't know, the other music was like very Toonami-ish, very like upbeat and like fast, but it suffered from not having any of the emotional pieces that the original series had. But I keep wishing that someone would license the Legends of the True Savior movies, and because that would definitely like bring back an interest for Fist of North Star material, especially if they all got dubs with it. I mean, there's nothing really else to dub unless they want to go and dub DD Hokuto.
That would be interesting.
Like, I mean, the only newest thing that they dubbed was Legends of the Dark King, and then before that was New Fist of the North Star. And it just seems weird that they skipped what was released in the middle, which is all the 3 movies and 2 OVAs. Yeah. And let's see, is it weird that I can only get into 80s, 90s anime? Not really, but there's definitely some new stuff that are interesting, which is kind of the purpose of making the modern manly list, just to, you know, show what's going on in the modern age.
Modern age.
Yeah, see, like, if any characters get reinterpreted differently or something, or come back. I mean, Devilman sort of made a brief comeback.
Very brief. So brief, but so good.
Yeah, I know someone already asked this question also. Have you played any of the Hokuto no Ken video games? Which was Ken's Rage thing, and I think that was the first video actually. But, so yeah, you could check that one, or maybe I'll just give like either that, or I think what I'm gonna do is just put like a little note on the video itself to see, oh, you could just watch this part instead if you want that question answered. Alright, so let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Himookim. Oh man, everyone's asking the same. Yeah, this is why I was trying to organize them in places, but whatever. Himookim Entertainment. What underrated manly anime do you think deserves a true remake, and why?
A true remake, not just any remake, a true remake.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This is a pretty obvious one, but the only one that comes to mind would be Kinnikuman.
Yeah, or a Tokujuku, I wouldn't mind that being done properly because of all the tournament arcs.
Yeah, because the Tokujuku is pretty lengthy, and then I would prefer Kinnikuman more than anything, just because of it could go on for a lot longer.
Yeah, that too.
That and it's superhero, so there's definitely gonna be more mass appeal than anything.
Yeah, because who doesn't love heroes nowadays, man?
Or if you go for satanic villains, and that's something America hasn't had. Like villains that still worship Satan.
And not only that, going against straight up Satan. Just like, that's something that doesn't happen. When was the last time you saw Batman punch Satan in the face? Or Captain America?
Yeah, or, you know, have... And then Ultimate Muscle, so... Yeah, they could just redo the whole thing, because even the authors, a long time ago, they said they wanted a movie for it to be, like, super violent as hell. But, any other things I could think of, then deserve a remake, well... I don't know, because I guess Joe, but at the same time, I kind of don't want it to.
Yeah, I know. The way it was done, I feel like it just can't be recreated. Certain scenes, I don't know. It works so well for the time it was made. I was just saying, like, it's probably already getting a remake, or I'm not even sure. But you know, there's Baki.
Oh yeah, well, it's still in the dark of what it's supposed to be.
It's most likely. I don't think it would be a video game.
You know what I'm really gonna hate that it is?
What?
Live action movie.
Oh no, please.
I mean, that's what everyone says when it says big news. It's a live action movie.
I'm like, please, no, not Baki. You can't find anyone to play Yujiro. You can't find an ogre.
It's either it's fucking either a game or live action. One of the two lately. It's
I
never.
mean, it's possible a game, but I kind of don't want it to be a game.
Yeah, I wanted it to be an anime, but
I'm hoping.
I mean, look at Tezuka recently, like with Astro Boy Edge of.
Oh yeah, the card game.
I forgot what it was called already. I was gonna say Edge of Tomorrow, but like, no, that's not the right name.
Yeah, it had to do something with time or tomorrow. I forgot
Age of
what it
Time.
was called.
Age of Time.
Yeah, Age of Time. Okay.
Yeah, so like in that it was like a reveal, and it was like it's a card game. So
It's like I don't know. I wouldn't have been fine if it was in like an actual game, but like no, it's a card game.
yeah,
Oh.
so like what makes it worse is that Tezuka's son himself is like asking for crowdfunding. So I'm like,
Yeah, it's Kickstarter.
yeah. So I'm just like, god damn. Like, well, why couldn't you crowdfund an anime? Please.
Come on, dude.
Man, you're the son of Tezuka. Like, come on.
Make Papa proud.
Tezuka Jr.
Son of Manga.
I am the son of the gift. I am the.
I am son of the god of manga. I am manga Jesus. I have come to save the world with my card game.
Because that's true. The Messiah. Alright, next thing. Wait, actually, I think Karl might be the last person, maybe.
Yeah, it's like 7.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7. My only question is that, do you think the chance of Part 4 to get announced soon because all the teasing, future adaptations, like the Marine the Marine Part 5, yeah, like, the Times already answered this question, which is basically, yeah, Part 4 already got confirmed, but I guess the biggest question is, when will Part 5 come out? Which, I'm pretty sure is, like, if anything, I want to say there will be a teaser in December, because lately it's been like, December and April have been like, the release dates or news dates for new JoJo stuff. So, maybe December we'll find out news for Part 5. Either that or, and they'll probably premiere. I feel like the Part 5 might not premiere next year, like if it is, it's gonna be like around the winter. But I have a feeling that Part 5 is gonna come out like in the spring of 2018, maybe like in March or April. I don't know, I just got a feeling.